just being instantly out after a single loss. So it's quite a bit harder to make a comeback like that. Uh, so yeah, the map is
Game
more.
4.
You go ahead.
Yeah, I'll do it. All right, so up in the north, we have Tex as the green UEF versus Turbo. It's match point. Tex really needs to win this one. He wants to keep the series going.
As much as the last one.
Yeah, I mean, he really worked for that last one. That was an absolute slog. But he got there in the end. So let's have another hour, 20-minute game on a more. Sure, why not?
Yeah, I don't think this will be quite as long of a game. Usually, there's a lot of Tech 1 and, if that doesn't work, Tech 2 land aggression on a map like this. Uh, Usually the games kind of tend to end within 15 minutes. Not to say that they can't go into a super long game, but on average, it tends to be ended in the Tech 1 or Tech 2 land stage. But it's quite a tough map to play, I'd say. Uh, there's lots of dropping to be done. Not too early, but like me and FTX saw yesterday in what game was it? I think it was either Dex versus Nexus or Turbo versus. wait, who played again?
It was a game. Who knows?
I game. My bad, I have Alzheimer's.
So this is a third Mech Marine
Oh
coming out from
god!
Tex.
Do look at the factories that Turbo has got planned.
He's not leaving his base. This is where he lives now. Also, just no power for all these factories except like a few pigeons.
How many factories do you want? Yes.
So Tech's actually going to open second land. This is unconventional build, and he's power stalling.
Imagine if he went second there. Yeah, this is a bit of a weird build. It's actually it's fine. He's stalled power for such a small second, although now he's stalling again. Oh, it's because he's building the max. If he wasn't building that one max, it would be fine. Power stall at the start, it's not necessarily that bad. I mean, you'd rather not have it, but look at this balance though.
The max finishes, and now it's perfectly balanced. Almost.
It's super close.
Now the Hydro's done.
And now he's stalling. But this engineer arrives at the reclaim right when he starts to stall again.
No, it misses the rock. Oh, Tex fixes it.
Okay, good. That would be quite unfortunate. Okay, so, I mean, small power stall, it can be... it's not that bad if it isn't built orders. At the start you have so few maxes anyway that the small bit of mass income that you miss might be worth it, and it's not too important. Turbo, on the other hand, is choosing a more conventional BO from the looks of things. Rushing out a quick bomber from a second air factory, either second or third air factory. He's going it around the left side. Yeah, early expansions. The most important expansion to grab is the 3 max location in front of your base, kinda. That's easiest to deny. My food is here. I'll be right back for a minute.
Alright. Enjoy your food. So, I would characterize Tex's eco balance as extremely dangerous. Like, he's trying to get 2 NGs on a power spam to spend his mass, but he's got like 900 in storage. Meanwhile, the Mech Marine he sent to pick off the NG that's going to go to get these 175 mass rocks is just too late. The NG successfully grabs both rocks, but will die for its trouble, I think. Unless this Mech Marine leaves. No, it's not for sure. So Bomber going out to the left side. No kills yet. 2 inties in the vicinity, but 1 drop on the Bomber. No dodge, and it will get it. Inti coming around from Tex should prevent a second drop, but that is the most critical engineer in Tex's entire arsenal. Delaying the expansion to the close 3 mechs that Farms was talking about is just very important. So a nice start for Turbo. He does lose his NG that was going to expand to the right 4-mix, but you know, what can you do? His NG that's going to the 3-mix should survive. And we have this nice Celine from Turbo, just chilling at the 3-mix. I can't quite see due to the new Celine changes, but when the NG shows back up, it could be in danger. Like, look at this. Celine's going to lodge itself onto Texas Plateau. This is just going to be obnoxious.
I am back.
Welcome back, Turbo doing things.
I just saw Turbo picking up an expanding engineer on the left side.
Yeah, that's a very good bomb. Only got one kill, but the one kill that mattered.
So we see Tex going to mid a fair bit quicker than Turbo.
A fair bit quicker indeed. Tex is actually up in the T1 Land Factory count.
Oh, there's an early Inti fight. Both are microing it pretty nicely, but it seems like Turbo gets a better turn and will actually get behind Tex and gets a very clean air victory. Loses 1 Inti and kills 3.
This is a big problem. Brutal says Tex. It's important to live commentate your own matches. Let your opponent know what you're thinking.
Yeah. Give them a false sense of security. And then you strike back with double the force. So, Turbo, he's not done with all his queued up factories, but he has a lot done already. There's 4 more to be made. How many will end up being? 9, 10, 11, 12. You have 12 land factories on his main base. Meanwhile, Tex is on 9. Doesn't have more plans, but his factories are nicely adjacent to all his maxes, a lot more than Turbo's are. And I feel like if anything is rushed a bit faster Tech 2, it will be Tex, because he's UEF. And early pillars are always quite strong. I don't know if he would have time, but
I'm worried he really have mass. Like, he's kind of getting to these expansions on the left, but the plateau's not happening. There's a big problem on the right side, like the top.
The big difference for now is that Turbo has more factories than Tex, but Tex is mass stalling and Turbo is not. It's because Turbo is 2k mass up on reclaim.
That's a huge difference. Look at this one bomber from Tex that's just randomly flanking the entire map, and it's just going to get a pass on some of these base entries.
Yeah, is it going to go for those 5 clumps ones? Nope, not yet. Oh, he's microing it.
Micro.
Didn't work out in the end, but it's still a random Inti locked onto it. The bomber kind of whiffed. And now the split from Turbo. He will get the second pass. Yeah, he will. So 3 engineers.
But he does Turbo pay the APM tax.
Well, yeah, but he microed the bomber, so that's not necessarily the case. There's an expanding engineer from Turbo on the 3-mix location on the left side of his base that got shot down by a tank from Tex on the plateau.
Really important land fight, right side.
Oh, it is, yeah. It's going to generate a big reclaim field as well.
Looks like Tex is doing the better trade here.
It's very even though.
Yeah, there's no reinforcements for Tex though, and there are for Turbo, so I don't know how well he'll.
But the reinforcements are kind of going in one by one.
Yeah, we need like a relief force to come and save these guys.
Yeah, these tanks are very efficient.
They're starting to vet.
Yeah, and they all have like 100 mass skills. There's a few ones on very low HP. But they're slowly regening because of the vet.
They might be able to pick off this entry here before it gets that last mech.
Yeah, they won't be able to kill these last tanks though, because they're all in red HP. A few shots and they're all gonna go down. Engineer moved to the right from Turbo, so he is saving it. Turbo is also, more importantly, making gun. He's on 60%, while Tex does not have an upgrade going for him yet.
But he's gonna walk to the water and get it there, I presume. He doesn't have as much power, but he should manage.
Yeah. Actually, Turbo is ahead on 200 E, and that as well he doesn't have the mid hydro and Tex does. So if that mid hydro gets killed, which it seems very vulnerable, it seems like it will be easily get killed if Turbo focuses on it. Then Turbo is ahead on by 300 E, and in an SU versus SU fight, that's a few OCs, and that can make quite a difference.
That certainly can make the difference. But what I'd like to know is, where are the transports? Like, hello?
Yeah, right. For both of them, they both have a tank and a scout on the 3-max plateau. They did grab both the left and right side, so it's kind of an even split. The only difference is that Tex has way less E, and he's making the gun while stalling 200 E per second, which is quite bad.
He's trying to build air on the back of this and just stalling.
No, his air is paused actually.
Oh, he just paused it.
Oh, okay. He isn't going tech to land either, so all in all, Turbo seems to just have a bit more of everything. Still up 2k mass, he claims. Is actually... I'm still surprised Turbo didn't grab the Hydro in mid, which is nice to have.
Tex lost his, which is gonna hurt.
But this big reclaim in mid, Turbo will be able to secure it, and it will extend his reclaim lead. And a big fight actually happened on the right as well, and Turbo should be able to get all that mass as well. So it's looking very good for Turbo.
Well, here he is walking a bit far forward. He does not have intel on the gun ACU.
But
he can see it on the radar. But
he has a PD to fall back onto.
He has a PD.
I mean,
Tex already has OC. Well, Turbo does not. Yeah, and he'll back up now.
Okay, not having OC is a bit of a mistake. There's maybe chance for a draw, but a kill that for sure isn't on the guard. Yes, that PD will do too much damage, I think.
PD's doing good work, and there's just numbers for Turbo.
Yeah, Tex is doing a good job staying outside of range. He does have OC, but he barely has any overflow, so he really can't afford to violently throw out OCs everywhere. But at least he manages to chase Turbo away from the mid reclaim field, and if he can grab it for himself, it will be good. Turbo was actually quite afraid, so he's playing as way more careful, and as a result, Tex will actually be able to secure this position for a bit for now. Although he's still... Okay, his radar barely covers it, but he actually lost intel on the ASU.
He's got problems. Like, Turbo secured his plateau. The attack on the top is denying almost 3 mexes. The factories on the right look vulnerable.
Yeah, but right now the mid fight is insanely important. It's gonna be a giant brawl for the mid reclaim, and because there is gonna be a giant brawl, there will be even more reclaims, so it will become even more important, and it will keep becoming more important. That's what I feel like.
It definitely will, but Tex just doesn't have the mass income. And if... Oh, this trade actually looks like it might be alright.
Yeah, he
has... The army on the right got separated.
Turbo made a single Tech 2 max, and of course has more Tech 1 maxes. I'm kinda missing a Tech 2 HQ, but I guess Tex is on low mass and so much unit spam that he can't really afford to. He shouldn't reclaim in front of his opponent's SU shooting at him. I mean, I guess he so desperately needs the mass, but now he has quite some engineers. He built 3 extra factories close to the front for quicker reinforce time and also for some attack with engineers. So for the short future, Tex is completely fine on mass with the reclaim he's getting. And he might actually want to go for a draw here, considering how bad he thinks his situation is. Because, I mean, we can see it doesn't look great for him, but does he realize it himself?
I mean, the real problem is the flanks. Like, everything is just falling apart outside of the middle. And Turbo is just pulling ahead in mass income.
Yeah, the flanks are important. However, mid is also very important at this point. And,
yeah, but Turbo's happy to fight mid to a standstill. Unless he overextends and gets drawn here. Like, this is
the
pretty
thing
ambitious.
is, in situations like this, Tex can threaten to draw in the worst position, and that's why Turbo is kinda forced to resign mid for a bit. Although now there's a big push coming. Tex actually sends a lot of his units to the east, and all of a sudden he's outnumbered pretty brutally. He's focusing Turbo's ACU, but Turbo has 2 vets, so even though it's yellow HP, he has a lot more HP than you'd think. Might think he has. Tex will vet soon, 100 meters away, so won't be in complete danger. But what's really missing for both of these players is a Tech 2 PD to secure the reclaim fields. But the issue why they don't have it is they don't have a Tech 2 tech.
He's finished his.
Actually, Turbo just finished his, yeah, but Tex hasn't started his, so considering that, it's even worse for Tex.
Tex can't, like, he doesn't have the income. Turbo has double mass income right now. That's huge. Like, I mean, he's trying to clean up these flanks, but he's just losing the 4 mechs on the right. He's trying to rebuild the 3 mechs, the 2 mechs.
Turbo even stole the 3 mechs in front of Tex's base.
Yeah, like, just absolute thievery going around. And here's a Shift G, and where's all the support? What happened to it?
Oh, Texas ASU gets stuck on the wall section though, and he's not removing it. Oh, that's so bad.
He's just out of range now.
Oh, he's barely out of range. He's manually OCing as well. Because he's manually OCing, he stopped moving and he doesn't instantly give a new move order. So, because of that, he's falling even further behind. However, he did win the reclaim field. Completely now.
Yeah, now he's up a vet level. So he will regen faster, at least for the interim. But Turbo's just going to attack the main base and maybe kill the energy storage.
Yeah. Like, he finally secured mid, but he's losing everything else, and it might be too late at this point. There's 7k mass in mid, but, you know, he's down 40 mass income per second. There's more Tech 2 maxes on the way for Turbo now. He made the Tech 2 PG and he has Tech 2 tech, so there will be a lot of overcharges coming out from Turbo.
He's lost his energy storage. He doesn't have another one.
I think Texas, yeah, this might be it. You might want to go for another all-in Shift G on Turbo, but Turbo is on 9k HP anyway. He also has 2 vets, so he's regenerating quite quickly. And Tex is getting great value from the ACU, but just that alone isn't enough, because he's losing all his maxes everywhere to raids.
Yeah, this is just not a situation that is stable for him, and Turbo's just going to get T2, extra health, extra regen, plop down a T2 PD, secure this position forever.
Yeah, that Tech 2 is almost instantly finished.
Oh, he cancels it.
Well, he cancels it on 90%. That's a big blunder.
But there's a gunship?
That was completely unnecessary.
He feels scared. Like, the armies are kind of surrounding him here. He just wants to fall back to the water.
Let's see, 6k army versus... Well, Tex is actually ahead on units at the moment. He has 1k more in units, and all those units are kinda in mid. But the reason is, because Turbo is scared of losing in the game he's ahead in, he's taking worse fights, and because of that, Tex is getting kind of back a bit.
He's just allowed to get free ACU value. He hasn't rebuilt his energy storage yet.
Yeah.
He's working on it.
Because Turbo is being overly cautious, and Tex is just going full Rambo mode. He kind of cleaned up the raids everywhere. Of course, he still needs to expand everywhere. He doesn't have tech to tech. He's rebuilding his energy storage finally. But he's still, like, for now he's surviving on the mid reclaim. And especially once he secures this position, for Turbo it will be a lot harder to maneuver around the map, because, you know, Tex can now just send his army to the right and kill those expansions, because the units from Turbo are kind of cut off.
He's not killing these T2 gunships, he's just sort of letting them do their thing. But now Turbo will just bring the air to support.
But yeah, there's Tech to air now, there's Notas out as well, and air might pose a new threat to Tex.
Plan is some static AAs to support his ACU. He's building a T1 PD with Turbo's walls. It's not the done thing.
Well,
but...
I mean, from what I heard, or like you think it might not be a dumb thing, but the walls actually don't block shots. So
Yeah.
they're kind of useless.
Yeah, it's why you don't do it.
Yeah.
Plus,
Okay, another big fight coming in, but of course there's Ilshi's to OC, and Turbo just has to OC Tech 1 tanks, so does Tex have to E to properly OC? He's overflowing 400 E. So again, very important fights, but
Tech's about to finish his second energy storage.
he got his 4th vet. He's OCing Ilshi's as we speak, but there's just a lot more reinforcements from Turbo right now, and of course the Ilshi's fight a lot more efficiently. There's still a big lack of attack to PD, but Tex needs tech to attack way more than he needs Tech 1 tanks. He also needs way more Tech 1 RDs in the mix, because there's Ilshi's now. But the only thing keeping him in this game is his SU.
He's got full health and a gun. What else do you want from it?
A Tech to PD. Okay,
You ask too much.
Intis fly over the AA. He loses quite a few of them, but it's just still quite a bit ahead. Okay, so the left side is still kinda secured for Tex, if you can call it secured. There's however 3 Notas going to the left from Turbo. But Tex is still killing units with his SU, 133 kills now versus 80 for Turbo. Turbo is actually 1 kill away from the vet.
He's happy here in OC these clumped up Ulshis. Like every day.
If Turbo just made a single tech to PD in this location, or previously in the previous location, because he has the tech to tech, he has tech to engineers, he can easily make a tech to PD there, but he has the mass for it as well, but he's not doing it.
Alright, Nothas are coming from the main base.
But
there aren't really many good targets here. There are some clumped up T1 AAs.
Yeah, you can go for the AA, but what's he going for? If Tech 1 Factory?
Just random T1 Factory.
It's
not the money target, but
yeah.
He lost 2 Nothas for that.
The thing is, there's nothing to kill. There's nothing Tech 2 there. Tex is full Tech 1.
He's like, haha, F1 air, I will Notha the main base. But wait, there's nothing there. I can't.
Like, raiding the sides like with gunships would be more efficient at this point. Notas are good versus high value targets, but versus low value targets they tend to just waste all their damage. Tex keeps on pushing forward. He's just slowly making grounds. Right now he is he's 4k reclaim up. Turbo actually got quite a bit of the reclaim as well, but all this big reclaim field, it should mostly be stolen by Tex as well. But now there's a big choke, and he probably won't be able to push any further. There are pillars out actually by Tex. He made this HQ in the middle of the map. That's actually not too bad of a choice, considering if he loses this position, the game is lost anyway. Now he needs to rush a tech to engineer forwards. He's making some parashields, but he doesn't have a tech to PGen. He just queued up more tech 1 PGens everywhere. I guess he's not going tech 2. And he actually does have the mass now. Big push actually now coming out from Turbo as well.
But now Texas max vet, full HP. And this is just a bunch of Ulshis.
Well, it's a lot of Ilshis. And a lot of Notas. He has to dodge Notas, otherwise he might die.
Alright, good dodge, good dodge. There's Flak here. Absolutely shreds every Notha.
The issue though... Okay, there's a few. There's a big shift G from Tex there, but the artists from Turbo weren't attacking him, but Tex might be losing this anyway. There's so many Ilshis left, it's just pure numbers, and Tex is down into the red. This might be it. It seems like he's gonna go down. He's on 1 HP. There he goes.
GG. Well played.
And Turbo prevents the reverse sweep and finishes out the final game. That was...
Tex clawed his way back into that one.
Yeah, I thought he would lose a lot quicker after the disastrous start, but he just charged straight ahead into Turbo, and for a second I was like, wait, is he gonna come back? Because if you look at the map control now, it looks a lot better for Tex. I mean, sure, he had less tech and less eco, but the map control part was actually not too bad. So yeah, that's a shame for Dex, but it's great for Turbo because he gets the third place. So congrats to him for the 3-1 win over Dex. It was quite a good series, I have to say.
Solid performance from both players.
Yeah, that indeed. It's was also a nice series to watch. Uh, yeah,
And
that
now we
was
get
yeah.
Tagada versus Nexus.
Yes, but first we're gonna take a small break of I think 5 to 10 minutes, roughly, before we will return with Dagra versus Nexus, which will be the finals of Legends of the Stars 2021. So see you in a bit.